Chosen one, you have just stepped into your ultimate state, the final form of power, where you exist as the strongest version of yourself. This transformation didn't happen by chance or by being handed power. It was earned through discipline, self-awareness, and the relentless pursuit of mastery over your mind and environment. Every moment of solitude, every act of reflection, and every choice to stay true to yourself has forged the godlike presence you now carry. The traits that once made you feel out of place or different have become your greatest weapons, shaping reality around you. You are no longer influenced by external expectations or distractions. Your energy alone moves the world. And now, before we dive deeper into how you became this powerful god, take a moment to hit that like button. Subscribe to help us reach 300,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This action is more than routine. It's a declaration that you are aligned and ready to receive the full magnitude of this message. Understanding the journey of becoming the chosen one is more than just a metaphor. It's a guide to unlocking your highest potential. In a world filled with distractions, pressures, and societal expectations, reclaiming control over your mind and actions is the ultimate form of freedom. This is a roadmap for self-mastery, showing how your inner strength can bend the world to your vision. It teaches the power of focus, authenticity, and intentional living, which are vital tools for anyone seeking lasting influence and fulfillment. To me, this concept resonates deeply because it transforms the ordinary human experience into a deliberate act of creation. It's not about power over others, it's about power over yourself. By embracing solitude, reflection, and your unique traits, you step into a version of life where your presence alone commands respect and inspires change. It's not just aspirational, it's actionable, practical, and deeply liberating. The awakening is not a sudden event, but a gradual unveiling of your true essence. It begins with the recognition that the external world no longer defines you, that you are not a passive observer in life, but an active force shaping your reality. In that moment, clarity pierces through the fog of confusion, and you start seeing the invisible threads connecting your thoughts, actions, and outcomes. It's a feeling of electric aliveness, a realization that your potential has no ceiling. Once awakened, every choice becomes intentional. You notice patterns you previously ignored, the habits that drain your energy, the societal scripts that limit your growth, and the voices that try to manipulate your attention. This newfound awareness is both liberating and intimidating because it demands responsibility. But embracing it transforms fear into courage, hesitation into decisive action. The moment you accept this responsibility, you cross the threshold from ordinary existence into conscious mastery. Awakening also brings a profound emotional depth. You begin to understand your past struggles not as burdens, but as essential lessons that prepared you for this moment. Each challenge, rejection, or moment of doubt becomes a stepping stone, building resilience and clarity. There is a profound joy in this realization, a sense that every hardship was shaping a destiny uniquely yours. Awakening is not just the beginning, it's the moment when your life begins to truly belong to you. Entering the final God state is the culmination of relentless growth and self-discipline. It is a state where your mind, body, and spirit are harmonized, and your influence radiates effortlessly. This is not about arrogance or domination. It is about mastery. In this state, you command your environment through presence, wisdom, and aligned action. People feel your energy even before you speak, and your decisions carry the weight of clarity and experience. This transformation requires letting go of the ego-driven need for external validation. In the final God state, approval from others no longer dictates your choices. Your power flows from self-alignment, from an unwavering connection to your principles and values. It's a profound liberation, the ability to act according to truth, not fear, and to see the world as a canvas for your highest expression. Entering this state also demands courage. It asks you to face every limitation, doubt, and insecurity with honesty and determination. Each step forward strengthens your resolve. Each victory fuels your confidence. In the end, the final God state is less about an external title and more about becoming a living embodiment of potential itself, a presence that inspires, commands, and transforms. Attention is the currency of reality. The moment you reclaim your focus, you reclaim control over your life. In a world flooded with distractions, social media, and constant noise, mastering your attention becomes a revolutionary act. Every thought you nurture, every focus you maintain, shapes the trajectory of your life. By consciously deciding where to place your attention, you unlock clarity, creativity, and resilience that others can only envy. The practical side of reclaiming attention involves habits and environments that protect your focus, whether it's intentional solitude, disciplined routines, or mindfulness practices. These steps solidify your command over mental space. The world may try to steal your focus, but when you hold it fiercely, you are unshakable. Attention is not just a skill, it is the cornerstone of influence, mastery, and freedom. Solitude is not loneliness, it is power. In solitude, you discover who you truly are without external noise or expectations. It is in these moments that reflection deepens, insights emerge, and strategies for your life become crystal clear. The world teaches distraction and conformity, but solitude teaches sovereignty. Sitting alone with your thoughts, you learn to navigate your inner landscape, turning reflection into an unshakable force. This throne of solitude allows you to observe reality without distortion. Free from the pressure to perform or please, your mind can see patterns others overlook. Ideas that seemed impossible now appear as opportunities, and your intuition sharpens to an almost supernatural level. Solitude is where raw power meets wisdom, where the seeds of creation are nurtured in silence. Emotionally, solitude is transformative. It cultivates patience, humility, and self-love. The more time you spend alone with your mind, the less you depend on validation, and the more you thrive on alignment with your true self. Eventually, solitude becomes not just a habit, but a sanctuary, a command center where your thoughts, visions, and actions converge into unstoppable energy. True power comes from seeing the world clearly without succumbing to illusions. Observing reality without submission means discerning truth from deception, understanding motives, and predicting outcomes without bias or fear. Most people live under invisible influences, the pressures of social norms, media narratives, or ingrained fears. But mastery requires seeing beyond them. Observation without submission allows you to act with precision, free from manipulation. This perspective is both liberating and challenging. You recognize the forces that shape others' behavior while remaining immune to their control. It's like standing on a hill above a chaotic city. Everything is visible, yet nothing sways you. Emotionally, this sharpens resilience, confidence, and a deep sense of independence. You no longer react impulsively, you respond strategically. Practically, this requires constant mindfulness. It involves questioning assumptions, analyzing patterns, and testing your perceptions against reality. By combining emotional intelligence with analytical observation, you become a force of clarity in a world of confusion. Observing reality without submission is not passive. It is the ultimate form of mastery, empowering every action and decision you make. To command your reality, you must first see the hidden mechanics that govern it. Society, culture, and even human behavior operate on invisible rules, patterns most people never notice. Understanding these mechanics allows you to navigate life with foresight instead of confusion. When you grasp how systems operate, you can work with them instead of being crushed by them. This knowledge transforms frustration into strategy and chaos into opportunity. The hidden mechanics are subtle but powerful: emotional triggers, social conditioning, and the patterns of influence that shape decisions. Observing these factors cultivates awareness of how your choices ripple through your life. People often attribute their struggles to bad luck or circumstance, but understanding the hidden forces gives you control. Knowledge itself becomes a weapon, allowing you to act deliberately rather than reactively. Emotionally, this insight is liberating. Once you understand the forces around you, fear of the unknown diminishes. You feel grounded, aware, and capable of handling life's unpredictability. Even when others are lost in confusion or manipulation, your perception becomes a beacon of stability. You learn that life is not random. It is a system that can be mastered. Practical application is crucial. Map the patterns in your personal life, society, and even within yourself. Identify recurring problems, triggers, and opportunities. By doing so, you transform abstract understanding into actionable intelligence. The mechanics of reality are not a secret. They are accessible to anyone willing to observe, analyze, and act. Ultimately, mastering these mechanics aligns your inner power with external reality. You are no longer a passive participant, but an active architect, capable of reshaping circumstances to support your growth and vision. Human behavior, at its core, is predictable. From social hierarchies to psychological triggers, patterns govern decisions, desires, and interactions. Mapping these patterns allows you to anticipate responses and influence outcomes ethically and effectively. When you understand what drives people, you can navigate relationships, society, and culture with precision rather than frustration. Patterns are everywhere, in communication, habits, trends, and emotional reactions. By observing them, you notice repeating cycles, how people respond to fear, praise, or authority. Recognizing these patterns empowers you to position yourself strategically, make better decisions, and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Knowledge of human tendencies is an invisible form of power. Emotionally, this mastery brings a sense of confidence and control. Instead of being overwhelmed by the unpredictability of others, you approach interactions with calm and clarity. Empathy and discernment merge, enabling you to connect meaningfully while protecting your energy. You are no longer a pawn in societal games. You become a player who understands the rules. This mapping requires patience and practice. Observe without judgment, record insights, and refine your understanding over time. By doing so, your awareness grows sharper and your intuition becomes a reliable guide. Patterns are like codes, Once decoded, they unlock the ability to navigate any situation with grace and authority. Ultimately, mapping humanity's patterns allows you to act with foresight rather than reaction. You can create environments, relationships, and opportunities that align with your goals. This is not manipulation. It is understanding life on a deeper level and using that understanding to thrive in ways most people never imagine. Knowledge alone is passive. Power emerges when knowledge is applied with intention. Turning insight into authority transforms you from a mere observer into a leader whose influence is undeniable. People naturally gravitate toward those who speak and act from understanding because authority rooted in competence resonates at a deep, instinctive level. Authority grows when action aligns with knowledge. Every decision informed by awareness strengthens credibility and fosters trust. Consistency becomes your silent proclamation. When people see you act with certainty, they recognize the weight of your presence. Knowledge becomes the fuel, but action is the engine that propels you forward. Emotionally, wielding authority is empowering. You no longer seek validation. Others respond to your clarity and alignment. It is liberating to realize that authority is not granted. It is earned through mastery, insight, and action. Each step you take with intentionality compounds your influence, creating a momentum that is difficult to resist. Practical application requires courage and discipline. Share your insights confidently, make decisive moves, and uphold your principles even when challenged. Authority is reinforced by integrity, resilience, and a clear vision. Without these, knowledge remains inert, no matter how profound. Ultimately, turning knowledge into authority allows you to shape outcomes instead of reacting to them. You become a magnetic force in any environment, inspiring respect, trust, and cooperation. Your presence signals mastery, and your actions ripple far beyond your immediate reach. Speaking your truth is an act of creation. Words carry energy. They shape perceptions, inspire action, and influence reality. When your voice reflects your authentic self, it becomes a conduit for transformation. Silence may protect comfort, but truth empowers, ignites, and builds bridges that inauthenticity can never achieve. Truth-telling requires courage. Fear of rejection, criticism, or misunderstanding often keeps people silent. Yet, the more you express your genuine perspective, the more aligned and impactful your life becomes. Speaking your truth is not aggression, it is clarity, creativity, and conviction woven into your interactions with the world. Emotionally, it deepens connection. When others sense authenticity, trust and respect naturally follow. Speaking truth strengthens self-esteem, reduces inner conflict, and fosters alignment between thought, word, and action. It is a liberation that touches every aspect of your life, from personal relationships to professional influence. Practically, speaking your truth can take many forms: writing, conversations, art, or leadership. The key is consistency and courage. Being heard, even when misunderstood, is more valuable than silence that preserves comfort but stifles growth. Ultimately, your voice becomes a tool for creation, influence, and inspiration. By consistently expressing your authentic perspective, you shape not only your reality, but also the collective environment around you, leaving a lasting impact wherever you go. Emotionally, embracing dissonance fosters self-love and courage. Instead of shrinking to fit in, you expand to express fully, unapologetically. The freedom that emerges is intoxicating. Every action becomes infused with purpose, originality, and clarity. Practically, unique dissonance can fuel creativity, leadership, and influence. Innovators, visionaries, and trailblazers throughout history succeeded because they harnessed traits society misunderstood. Your differences are your advantage. They allow you to see possibilities others cannot, act where others hesitate, and inspire where others conform. Ultimately, embracing your dissonance transforms it into a magnetic force. It becomes a tool to shape reality, influence perception, and lead with a presence that cannot be ignored. Your uniqueness is no longer a challenge. It is your ultimate weapon. The aspects of yourself that provoke fear or discomfort in others are often the same qualities that hold immense power. Whether it is confidence, ambition, intellect, or authenticity, embracing these traits elevates you beyond ordinary limitations. Instead of suppressing what intimidates others, amplify it consciously and responsibly. Acknowledging these qualities requires introspection and courage. Fear often signals untapped potential, the parts of yourself that are most capable of creating transformation. When you embrace what others fear, you claim authority over perception, influence, and impact. Emotionally, this shift is liberating. You no longer live to appease others or minimize your presence. Instead, your energy becomes a statement, bold, unapologetic, and magnetic. This confidence inspires respect, admiration, and a natural following that does not rely on manipulation but alignment. Practically, this means stepping into challenges, asserting boundaries, and expressing your capabilities without compromise. When people react with discomfort, it reflects their limitations, not yours. By leaning into these qualities, you position yourself as a force to be reckoned with. Ultimately, embracing what others fear allows you to turn perceived weaknesses into unparalleled strengths. Your presence commands attention, and your actions create ripple effects that shape environments, relationships, and even culture itself. Freedom begins when the need for external validation disappears. Living beyond approval and judgment means aligning your actions with your truth, rather than bending to the expectations or criticisms of others. When you no longer fear judgment, your energy becomes unstoppable, and your decisions are guided by clarity rather than anxiety. This liberation requires self-awareness and courage. Every moment spent seeking validation is energy diverted from creation, growth, and influence. By internalizing your worth and trusting your instincts, you reclaim time, focus, and emotional strength that others squander chasing approval. Emotionally, this shift is transformative. You experience inner peace, confidence, and a sense of alignment that radiates outward. The absence of external dependence allows deeper connections as people respond to your authenticity rather than a curated persona. Practically, living beyond approval involves setting boundaries, making choices that honor your vision, and learning to accept discomfort without retreating. The world may resist, criticize, or misunderstand, but your resilience amplifies when approval is no longer the compass. Ultimately, this mindset positions you as a leader of your own reality. Approval and judgment lose power, leaving you free to act decisively, influence meaningfully, and live in alignment with your highest self. Presence is more than being seen. It is being felt. A person who commands presence influences thought, emotion, and action simply by existing in alignment with their power. This transformation occurs when self-mastery, confidence, and authenticity converge, creating energy that shapes environments effortlessly. Presence is cultivated through attention, awareness, and intentional action. Every gesture, word, and decision communicates authority. People instinctively follow those who radiate clarity, integrity, and confidence, even without explicit instructions. Presence becomes your silent force, bending circumstances to your favor. Emotionally, this ability instills profound confidence. You no longer compete for recognition because your influence is undeniable. Your energy alone creates resonance, inspiring action, trust, and cooperation. The subtle power of presence amplifies everything you do. Practically, presence involves aligning mind, body, and spirit. Posture, tone, focus, and empathy all contribute to magnetic influence. Leaders, innovators, and visionaries cultivate presence intentionally because it multiplies their impact without additional effort. Ultimately, transforming presence into a reality-bending force allows you to shape outcomes, influence decisions, and inspire change with L. Misalignment creates friction, stress, and stagnation, whereas alignment accelerates growth and amplifies impact. Emotionally, alignment fosters serenity, confidence, and trust in yourself and the universe. You act with purpose, free from doubt or hesitation, and your energy attracts corresponding opportunities, relationships, and circumstances. The feeling of being in flow is both exhilarating and profoundly satisfying. Practically, alignment requires reflection, discipline, and adjustment. Regularly evaluate your choices, habits, and associations to ensure they reflect your highest vision. When misalignment appears, course correct consciously, using obstacles as signals for growth. Ultimately, alignment transforms life from struggle to mastery. You operate in harmony with your environment, your potential, and your purpose, creating a reality where your intentions manifest naturally and powerfully. Ascension is the final stage where all mastery, awareness, and alignment converge into living influence. At this point, you no longer react to the world, you shape it. Your energy, decisions, and presence ripple outward, creating impact far beyond your immediate surroundings. You are the embodiment of potential realized. This stage demands integration of all previous lessons: attention, solitude, observation, authority, authenticity, and alignment. Every action is deliberate. Every choice resonates with purpose, and your influence becomes both natural and magnetic. Ascension is less about external recognition and more about internal realization. Emotionally, ascension brings fulfillment, clarity, and profound joy. You understand your journey, embrace your power, and operate from a place of confidence and serenity. Challenges no longer intimidate. They are tools to reinforce and demonstrate mastery. Practically, manifesting godlike influence requires consistent, conscious action. Lead with integrity, create with purpose, and remain vigilant in self-mastery. Your energy becomes a catalyst for transformation, inspiring, guiding, and uplifting those who encounter it. Ultimately, ascension signifies living as a master of your reality. You are not bound by limitations, opinions, or societal constraints. Your presence alone reshapes circumstances, and your life becomes a testament to power, authenticity, and infinite potential. Social conditioning is the invisible script that dictates how people think, behave, and interact. From the moment we are born, Society imposes rules, expectations, and limitations, often without our conscious awareness. Breaking these chains requires courage and self-reflection, the willingness to question what normal truly means and to decide which beliefs align with your authentic self. Emotionally, breaking free brings liberation. The fear of judgment fades as you reclaim your thoughts and actions. You begin to notice how many decisions in your life were influenced by expectation rather than intention. This awareness is powerful because it allows you to choose freely, acting from alignment rather than obligation. Practically, liberation involves analyzing routines, relationships, and societal norms. Which rules empower you and which drain your energy or limit your growth? By deliberately choosing which influences to internalize, you build a foundation for a life based on purpose and self-determination. The experience of breaking social conditioning is transformative. You discover strengths, passions, and instincts that were hidden beneath layers of conformity. Each small rebellion against expectation strengthens confidence and resilience, allowing you to operate with clarity and focus. Ultimately, freeing yourself from societal chains is the first step toward true mastery. It allows you to live intentionally, create authentically, and influence the world, not by following the crowd, but by defining your own path. Fear is often seen as a weakness, but it is actually raw energy waiting to be transformed. Instead of avoiding it, leaning into fear allows you to access courage, determination, and insight. Every time you confront what scares you, you convert hesitation into momentum and limitation into growth. Emotionally, transforming fear is liberating. Fear often signals untapped potential, the exact areas where growth and mastery lie. By embracing fear rather than resisting it, you shift from victimhood to empowerment. The tension that once paralyzed you becomes fuel for bold action. Practically, fear can guide strategy. By analyzing what you fear and why, you can prepare, innovate, and act more decisively. Historical examples show that leaders who harnessed fear, like explorers, innovators, or activists, transformed vulnerability into influence and breakthrough results. Experience reinforces this transformation. Every time fear is faced, confidence expands, and your ability to navigate uncertainty strengthens.